Okay. So, till now we discuss president in union, executive, we discuss about president, we discuss about vice president, we discuss about council of minister. Okay. Now we will discuss about cabinet committees. See, in constitution it is nowhere mentioned about the cabinet committees. So, it is just like a extra constitutional body. It is like a extra constitutional body, but remember these are not mentioned in the what do you call Indian constitution. But in parliament there are rules of business. In parliament they have certain rules and regulations are there. One such regulation is rules for business. Rules for business. In that it is mentioned about the establishment of cabinet committees. In constitution it is nowhere mentioned. Okay. But in parliament, rules of business, it is mentioned about the establishment of cabinet committees. Okay. So, is it a constitutional body? No, it is not at all a constitutional body. Why it is not mentioned in constitution? It is mentioned in the rules of business, right? But it can be considered as a extra constitutional bodies, that is there. And there are two types of committees. There are two types of cabinet committees. Okay, what are those? We have a standing committee and ad hoc committee. Standing and ad hoc. Ad hoc committee is a temporary committee. One issue came, committee established. Okay, committee give a recommendation to solve the issue, then committee will be demolished. Committee will be demolished. So, that type of committee is a ad hoc committee. Standing committee means that committee always exists. It is not a temporary committee. Standing committee is a permanent committee. Okay, so generally there are two types of cabinet committee, standing committee and ad hoc. Standing is a permanent, ad hoc is a temporary. Now, who will set up these committees? Prime Minister. According to the time and requirement, according to the demand of the situation, or whenever it is required, Prime Minister feels that that committee is required, then the Prime Minister will set up these committees. So, is there any procedure or uniform rule that how many members are there, what are those compositions are there, or how those members are selected? There is no such thing. Okay, the composition, the name closure, as well as the their numbers are different from one committee to another committee, though no uniformity. Okay, so generally this cabinet committee has a member from 3 to 8, minimum 3, maximum it can be a 8. Okay, and this cabinet committee generally it is having a cabinet minister. We discussed the council of minister, 3 types: cabinet, state and deputy. So, name itself suggests the cabinet. So, generally in cabinet committees, cabinet ministers are the members. Okay, but other ministers are also there, right? They can also become the member of this cabinet committee. They are not debarred, they can also become the member. It depends upon the Prime Minister who is having a power to set up these committees. Understood? So, please remember, it is not compulsory that only the cabinet minister shall be the member of the cabinet committee. Non-cabinet minister also can be a member of this cabinet committees. Okay, and next other things. Okay, so now take an example. We have a cabinet committee on politics, or cabinet committee on appointments, right, or cabinet committee on let us say parliamentary affair. Okay, that is there. So, take an example, parliamentary affair and all those things, this comes under the home ministry, right. So, only home minister should be there in that committee? No, other than the home minister. Okay, here what they mention, that minister in charge of subject covered by them, but also include other senior minister. If a particular ministry is there, if a particular committee is there who is dealing with a particular subject which comes under a particular ministry, so that minister will also there and other minister will also there in that cabinet committee. I will give an example. If there is a cabinet committee on economic affairs, So it is economic means it is the finance minister. So only finance minister will be there in that cabinet committee? No. Apart from finance minister, other senior minister will also be there in that cabinet committee. Okay. And this cabinet committee are mostly headed by prime minister. Okay. Majority of the cabinet committee, standing committee or ad hoc committee, it is headed by prime minister. Okay. But there are certain committees, we will discuss. Two committees are there. The committee chairman is home minister. Committee chairman is whom? Home minister. We have a cabinet committee on parliament affair and cabinet committee on accommodation. Okay. For these two permanent cabinet committee, chairman is home minister. Rest other permanent cabinet committees are there. For them, chairman is prime minister. And regarding ad hoc committee, it is a temporary committee. Prime minister will determine. Okay. If prime minister will become the member of that ad hoc committee, automatically prime minister will be the chairman of that committee. Automatically prime minister will be the chairman of that committee. Not only ad hoc, even standing also. If the prime minister will become the member of that cabinet committee, automatically the prime minister will be the chairman of that committee. Okay. And this what committee will do? So this cabinet committee will review the decision of the cabinets, or the cabinet committees deals with a particular subjects. If you have seen the cabinet committee, then you are going to understand what they are going to deal with. But in short, this cabinet committees, what they do, they can review the cabinet decisions. Okay, their own decision also they can review, and they can formulate or issue the proposal for consideration of the cabinet. That means what are the proposals should be made in the cabinet. Okay, what are the others issues which are there, which has to be discussed in the cabinet. And cabinet meeting we discuss na, that was the cabinet. So that will also deal by this cabinet committee. Actually, what is the purpose? See, parliament we have already lot of work overloaded. Prime minister, other minister also having a overloaded. But there are certain subject which required a matter of high importance, don't you think so? For example, we have a economic affair, we have a growth and investment, right? Each and everyone they can't link to that matter. So for in-depth examination, this committee has been established. Okay. See, we have cabinet committee on political affairs. So this committee deals with the policies, politics and politics, and this committee is headed by the prime minister. Then we have a cabinet committee on economic affairs, country economy, macroeconomics are there, the inflation, demand and all those things. Now that is also very important. So that committee will look after it. Appointment committee of the cabinet. Appointments are there, na? Who will be CAG, who will be the Attorney General, who will be the chairman and member of Union Public Service Commission, Finance Commission. Those appointments are there, right? Who will be the governor? So for such appointment, we have one cabinet committee, that is appointment committee of the cabinet. This committee is headed by, or the chairman of this committee is prime minister. Then we have a cabinet committee on security also, security purpose. So this committee is also headed by whom? Prime minister. Then we have a cabinet committee on investment and growth. Before 2014, this committee was not there. Investment and growth. We have FDI, FII, right? So those things will deal by this cabinet committee. And employment and skill development. So that cabinet committee is also there, which is chaired by prime minister. So in short, except this cabinet committee on parliamentary affair and cabinet committee on accommodation, rest of this cabinet committee is chaired by prime minister. Okay. Now cabinet committee on parliamentary affair and cabinet committee on accommodation. Okay. So this committee is chaired by home minister. So these are the standing cabinet committee. We have ad hoc also and we have a standing also. So this is about cabinet committees.